Please be advised that everything in my video is purely for entertainment purposes. These are purely my thoughts and opinions and are subjective. I must advise you to please do your own research. All media users found on the public domain and are fair use and fair dealings.
Hey everyone, so happy Friday. I'm definitely getting this video out on a Friday, so I know I confuse you guys when I do this and it's like, well, it's Sunday, Taz. But yeah, sometimes I film videos and they take a lot longer. So this video was actually going to be about Meghan reinventing herself, but I went down a bit of a rabbit hole. There's lots of articles that vanished when she was part of the royal family that are now coming back. You can find them a lot easier on search engines, and it's not a massively in-depth video, but I want to use a lot of photographs to show the story that I'm telling. So the video is going to take a little bit longer, but I want to do it properly. So I thought I'd do an interim video because it's Friday and it's the weekend, and I know some of you like having a happy Friday, happy Taz. Although I'm not quite happy. I probably look a bit washed out. I'm feeling really tired. I haven't slept properly for pretty much the whole week. I think it's cheer at the back of my brain, and I had the assessment from college and I have been having fragmented sleep and then watching the news with everything that's happening, you know, the war in Ukraine, and yeah, so I think it bubbles away in my brain. And unfortunately, where I suffer from anxiety, those of you that suffer from it or have had it, you might actually understand this experience. It is completely different for everyone though, but for me, if it's the daytime, I can reason with myself. But if I'm having it when I'm asleep and it's 3 a.m, I wake up having a panic attack. I can't reason with myself because I don't really remember what's going on. I don't really know what's happening. But because your heart's then elevated and the blood's pumping around, you've got the adrenaline going, you can't get back to sleep. And then you try, and as soon as you lay back down, you think, okay, and then you're getting that blood pressure going, doof, 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 and it's your heart. So I'm really tired. I've got so much concealer on. I feel like I'm caked. But yeah, and I've also been out for a dog walk, so I'm like a big soggy mess. But that's enough about me. So the video with Meghan is definitely coming. It will be the next video. I'm not making that mistake anymore where I turn around and tell you what day it's coming because, well, I just don't know anymore. My life is just a bit chaotic, what with the dogs and study and stuff. And so anyway, it's the next video coming to you, and it would be surprised when it does. So I've had a recent bout of new subscriptions lately. Thank you very much for everyone that has joined the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Just remember to hit the notification bell though, otherwise you won't know when my videos are going to be released. And I'm a little bit sporadic at the moment, what with studying and my dogs. But just in case, I will be doing them every week. So just come back and check, just in case. So in between, obviously, the Meghan reinventing herself video, there's been a couple of stories that have cropped up. Now, I don't know why this one has come back into circulation, but it irritates me. Well, I'm irritated anyway today, so I am going to share it. It's this particular news article that came up, and it was Prince George predicted, you know, his cousin's name Archie. No, he didn't. Well, first of all, anyone with a brain cell, of course, he wouldn't have predicted it. But it does lead you back to how the name Archie came about. Now, lots of us, me included, when people said it's an anagram of Rachel, which is Meghan's actual first name, we were like, yes, absolutely makes sense. But there is another side to this which is more believable. A story ran some time ago, however, that Prince George's security name was Archie. So when Prince George goes out and about with his mum, with security, with the nanny, that if anyone ever asked him his name, his code name, his security name was Archie. Does no one else find that freaking weird that Harry and Meghan called their first child Archie? Said, all right, it could be in the anagram for Rachel, but then that's completely irrelevant when you think that was Prince George's security name. So they called their child after that. So that's one poke. And then when you follow that with the second child, with Lily, I won't call her Lilibet, but with baby Lily, they took that name of the Queen's private nickname. Bearing in mind this couple have absolutely trashed the monarchy, the royal family. Prince William was, you know, saw Meghan as low class and trash, and, you know, he was disrespectful to her before they even got engaged, and Catherine made her cry at the wedding, and the royal family were awful and racist about how dark Archie's skin would be. All of the stories that they've told. But yeah, sure, let's name our children after Prince George's nickname, as it were, and then the Queen's. It doesn't make sense. And it's a little bit creepy. Now, in things that don't make sense, a story which absolutely, this is why I've done this video as well, I'm aggravated. If you can tell, this is not my normally bubbly, bouncy, attitude, because I had to pull myself off of Twitter today. I was pissed. I was angry. Prince William and Catherine have done an engagement. where they went and visited the Ukrainian Cultural Centre in London to help sort through donations. Now, during the time that they were there, they spoke to people and were asking about various things that were happening to their family, their friends that were in Ukraine. Absolutely terrible situation. Well, someone in their great wisdom, which I'm yet to find who the person was that actually initially reported it, I know who spread it and caused the problem, but said that Prince William said to these people, it's rather normal to see war in Africa and Asia, but not Europe. It's very alien to see this in Europe. We are all behind you. So this then got spread on social media by, well, one of them was Omid Scobie. And it took off. Because of Omid Scobie's following, there were lots of people that reposted it. Prince William became racist because he said that, how disrespectful that he could say that it's normal to see war in Africa and Asia, and how can the future king do this? It aggravated loads of people. We had the normal, typical race baiters were out and about in force. People wanted Prince William's head on a plate. So as this went and spread like wildfire, including news stations which have picked it up, well, it came out that Prince William did not say that. He didn't say it at all, in fact. What Prince William actually said was, it's really horrifying. The news every day, it's unfathomable. For our generation, it's very alien to see this in Europe. We are all right behind you. There was no mention of Asia or Africa or trying to downplay that we're used to seeing war in other countries. So this absolutely, as I said, it spread like wildfire. William got attacked. And I'm sorry, but has no one actually thought that Omid Scobie was behind the helm of this rumour being spread? He was one of many, but it was his tweet that actually started off this kind of snowball. And it just happens to coincide with the anniversary of Meghan and Harry talking about the royal racist on Oprah. I mean, join up the dots, people. Omid was one of the first to jump on it. Now, obviously this information came out, but it's funny how Omid actually just spread it, went with it, did such an accusing tweet that people jumped on top of. So when the truth came out, as in thankfully there was video footage, and this is another one of those moments where you're so grateful that there was video footage to back this up. It reminds me of the poor guy that was on Big Brother. It was Roxanne and Ryan, and she said that he hit her, and people automatically jumped on it that he was a woman abuser. And it was only by video footage that came out that proved that he didn't, and she completely made it up, was his career saved. And this is the same thing for Prince William. Now, Buckingham Palace, Kensington Palace, they have not done a statement because it's so ridiculous. But I also think at this moment, they should say something, and they should go after the source that actually posted that information and spread that. Forget the fact it's Prince William. It's a member of the public, say, for example. People have accused a man of saying something very racist, and they've done it. These are blue tick social media accounts. They've done it on TV, and they have accused a man of saying something racist. And he didn't. He didn't even say those words. So he's been publicly trashed for being racist when he didn't do anything. All of those people should publicly apologise. Now, I'd say anyone that's worth their salt has apologised. There was a couple of royal reporters that turned around and said, look, it was posted, and we did obviously reshare this, but it came from their news source, as it were. And I do accept the fact that they were man enough to turn around, or woman enough, obviously, to say that they were sorry publicly. But where Omid Scobie, he's gone worse. He's doubled down on it. Rather than apologise and being a grown-up and saying, yep, no, actually that didn't happen, he then started twisting the narrative, saying, well, Prince William turned around and said there wasn't wars in Europe. Well, he didn't say that, Omid, and Omid actually quoted various wars. You can see here in his tweet. So he's still not apologising here. He's baiting the situation to turn around and say, well, it's still rather ridiculous to turn around and say, you know, nothing else happened in Europe. That's not what William said. In another tweet, Omid, again, rather than apologising, then turned around and said that it was the Press Association's fault for reporting it. And they all run off of the Press Association. Chris Shippey, as people know him, is a very pro-Sussex royal reporter. Chimed in at the bottom, what the Press Association weren't actually there at that event. Burn! Especially, as I said, from Chris Shippey, who is a massive Sussex supporter. He's not even on the fence. He's the other side of the fence. This is how far Omid has fallen with this. So you would think here that Omid would still just turn around and say, I will show a little bit, I'll have a little bit of dignity, and I will still just, all right, I got it wrong. But he didn't. No, what he did then was he played victim. The fact that he's solely being blamed for the spread of it. And it's like, well, Omid, you did spread it. You didn't do any research to it. You didn't back anything up. The fact that there is video footage that's been released, I'm sorry, but it's not just Omid here, but anyone that ran with the racism narrative. If you are going to accuse the future King of England, Prince William, a member of the royal family, of being racist, of saying something that's really disrespectful to Africa and Asia, you would think that you would take the time to go, before I retweet this and start a racism war, I'm going to actually just check, sorry, have you got any evidence? Do you have any video footage? Does anyone have a statement? Did anyone there record Prince William saying such a thing? No, these people went for it. And it's the same people that you see that are always stirring it up. These are the same people that supported Meghan with the whole Oprah interview, despite the fact pretty much everything else they said got proven to be a lie. The racism stuff had to be true. These are people that are known on social media for being race baiters. So Omid Scobie is obviously following in Meghan's footsteps, and everything is to just do with racism. But the thing is, Prince William didn't say it. But as I said, it coincides with the timing of the Oprah interview when the royal family are racist, and then just magically Omid Scobie finds this bit of information to do with Prince William being racist. But he didn't say it. Here's a video clip for you before I lose my mind and start drinking a bottle of wine.
No, everyone's horrified by what they're saying. Yeah, really horrified. And the news every day, it's almost infallible to actually witness it and see it. You know, for our generation, it's very alien to see this happen in Europe. But we're all right behind you, thinking about you guys a lot, and I know.
So obviously Omid got called out by, various other royal reporters for the fact that he was spreading misinformation. How can he talk about Harry and Meghan, misinformation, blah, 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 and then do this himself? It's quite a big thing to have just spread with no backup. And the fact that it got turned around very quickly, that it wasn't true. So do you think Omid apologised at that point? No. The last tweet that I saw that he did, he attacked an actual real royal reporter because she called him out for it, and made sure to tag in his followers, obviously, by doing a tweet like that, tagged in who it was, and then made sure that he included all of the other people that were involved in this let's attack Prince William. So surely that is you coordinating an attack now on Hannah. But no, of course it wouldn't be. Now, the bit that pisses me off is actually once this footage got released and it turned out that Prince William said no such thing, other people have then hung on to the fact that he said it was alien. War in Europe was alien, which then led people to turn around and say how ignorant to say that there's been wars in Europe. That's not what he said. He actually said it was alien for our generation to see war in Europe. I am the same age as Prince William, give or take a year. So he is talking about my generation. And I will back Prince William up here. Not that my word's worth anything, but it is actually alien to see war in Europe to what we are seeing. Because a lot of the wars that Omid Scobie tried to stir up, I was 10, I was 5, I was not even born. So the fact that he's not even apologised, he's doubled down on it, and then people have gone, all right, he's not racist, but let's get him for something else to say that he's ignorant, to say there's never been war historically in Europe. Again, that's not what he said. There are so many people that just hate him, that are willing to jump on board to attack him, to twist the narrative. And as I said, I had to take a step away from Twitter today because I could feel myself go. So yes, Prince William and I were born in the early 80s. So for our generation, I agree. I back him up 100%. And Fifi on Twitter, she makes a really valid point here. And that is the fact that Catherine and William were there. They were at the event to raise awareness and to show the public, that they are talking to hear people's real stories. People that are Ukrainian, people that have family out in the Ukraine, to draw attention to the cause and what these people are doing. And a select number of few dim-witted people that need to give their head a wobble turn this into a racist campaign. You turned a positive news moment into something just completely dirty that everyone is just, we're bored of it. People are just switching off from it now. There are times and places to bring up your causes, and that was not one of them. And the false accusations against Prince William, I hope he finds out the source that actually started that rumour. And whilst I'm not a massive fan of the royal family suing people, because we're seeing all too much of that, mainly from his brother, I think that Prince William is fully within his rights to sue that person because it's absolutely disgraceful. As I said, anyone worth their salt has apologised on the matter, and the fact that Omid Scobie didn't apologise, hasn't apologised, has doubled down on it and then tried to attack other reporters that have called him out for spreading a potentially very damaging lie. But hey, why let a little bit of drama and a few likes get in the way of the truth? So that's it for me on this video, guys. Sorry it was a bit ranty, but it really pissed me off. So it's a happy Friday, whilst I'm not giving off the vibes of a happy Friday. Do you know what? Happy Friday. I'm going to have a glass of wine now. I'm going to sit back before my husband comes home and I'm going to watch an episode of The Gilded Age. So it's happy Friday for me. And I'll be back with the video talking about reinventing Meghan, because I'll be completely honest with you, it's an eye-opener, even for me, after all these years. It's pretty shocking to see how quickly she can turn herself from one person into another. But I will say this before I end the video. Meghan might have got away with it more because she was relatively unknown. She has got her wish and she is one of the most talked about women in the world. It may not always be positive, it may not always be negative, but she's certainly not going to be able to pull the wool over people's eyes just as easily. So on that, I will have a drink too. So happy Friday, guys, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care for now.
If you like my video, please remember to like and subscribe. Please, angry typists, you will be blocked, so save your fingers the time. If you would like to buy me a coffee, please go to my About page and click the link. Love, Taz.